Right, hey guys, it's Weston here. So today I'm going to be doing a camera test of the iPhone 6s. So I'm going to be doing indoor and outdoor tests. And just for your information, this is actually the front-facing camera on the iPhone 6s. Lighting's pretty decent as well, so this will just give you an example of what you can expect indoor use with a front-facing camera. So let's jump in and get started with the video. So let's take a look at some samples. So the first sample is very nice. It looks very nice as it was on the day. Colours look very nice and accurate. The sky is nicely controlled as well and not too overblown, and it's just a very nice picture. Cropping a little bit more and you can see, even though it's not the highest megapixel count, it has preserved quite a fair amount of detail, and again it just looks very impressive. Now we're doing a no HDR test and we're in pretty bright conditions here, and you can see the sky is pretty blown out. Colours look pretty nice though, but it's not the best image. Then we turn HDR on and you can see in the left corner, you can see it's not as dark, and then when you're looking across to the sky, it's not as blown out as it was before. Then looking at them side by side, you can really see the contrast between the two. The one on the left, really blown out. The one on the right looks much better with HDR. Then we look at this image and you can see colours look very nice and vibrant. Again, pretty realistic. The sky looks fantastic. And this is just a really great sample of what the iPhone is capable of. Cropping and you can see it still has a nice amount of detail. Background blur is pretty nice as well. Again, really solid picture. Then we get onto this image in a bit lower light and you can see it's not actually that impressive. It's not captured focus on the subject properly and colours look a little bit muted. Cropping on the image and you can see it is quite out of focus, and like I said, it's not captured focus on the subject, which are the flowers, and it's not the best image. Then we move on to this landscape, and this is actually a 16:9 crop, and it's actually a very nice image. Sky looks fantastic, colours look great, and there's a nice amounts of detail in the image as well. So now we get onto the front facing camera. You can see it's a brilliant front facing camera. In good lighting, you can see colours look very nice. The sky again is not blown out and it looks fantastic. So it is very capable of capturing some good selfies in good lighting conditions. Cropping a little bit and you can see it is actually preserving a little bit of detail. If you look at the fuzz on my face, you can sort of see the individual hairs a little bit, but I'm actually relatively impressed with this image, considering it's not, like I said, the highest megapixel count or even the best front-facing camera. Then we move on different lighting conditions. Again, you can see the image is pretty nice. It's not as nice as the first front one, but it's still pretty impressive. However, the sky is very blown out in this one. So you can see, depending on lighting conditions, you can actually get some pretty impressive shots with it. Right, hey, what's up guys, it's Weston. So I'm testing the 4K capabilities of the iPhone 6s and it's looking extremely nice. Now it's only a 720p panel, so obviously I'm not going to be able to see how good quality is. I'm just doing this test to see how smooth the iPhone's footage actually is, and so far it's actually looking pretty good. And you can see I'm on relatively rough ground. Really nice day as well today, so we've got good amount of sunlight. So this is just, like I said, a quick 4K test. Let me just quickly go around. So now we're looking into the sun, and yeah, I think most cameras would struggle with how bright it is today, and actually it's doing really nice. Colours look really nice. So yeah, next up is 1080p. Right guys, so now we're doing a 1080p video test with the iPhone 6s. Again, colours looking really nice. We're on the same ground as we were on the 4K, and again it's looking very smooth, and obviously it is extremely rough ground. It's really uneven, but I think the iPhone is coping very well, and it's actually some of the most stable footage I've seen ever from a phone. So let's do a quick pan around into the sun again. Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, like I said, it is extremely bright out today. So let's walk back down this way and just see what it's like down. Yeah, it's actually really nice. Colours look fantastic actually, to be honest. Hey guys, so now we're on the front facing camera on the iPhone 6s. Very, very impressive. I mean, you can see behind me the dynamic range is fantastic. I mean, the sky's not blown out, the clouds look really nice, the colours look nice. So let's do the spin test. So now I'm directly in the sun and it's actually coping reasonably well. Not the worst I've seen, but not the best. Anyway, so this is what the front facing camera looks like. We're shooting at arm's length, one-handed, so you'll be able to see how stable it is doing sort of selfies like this and or vlogging with your front facing camera. Oh, that was loud. But anyway, you'll be able to see what the quality's like, what the colours look like, and how stable the footage is as well. I'm thinking it's actually looking pretty stable. Yeah, I'm actually pretty impressed with that actually. So let's take a look at some indoor photos now. You can see the first one is actually very nice. Lighting conditions was pretty good coming in through the window. Colours look fantastic and pretty good to how they were on the day. The only issue is there was a little bit of noise in the top left corner of the image, but it's not too bad. Next up, we've got a macro shot in the same lighting conditions as before, and it's actually done a fantastic job. It got really close to the watch and you can see all the numbers look very nice and sharp and very clear. And it's just preserved some great detail even in a macro shot. So cropping on the face and you can see it still preserved all the details. There's no blurriness or any blockiness to the text and it still looks very crisp and very clear. Now we move on to some artificial lighting tests in low light and you can see it's a nice image. The background is a little bit off in colour though, and I think that's due to the temperature of the light. But the actual focus subject, the colours look really good and it's not a bad picture. So now we're going to turn off the light and use the flash in the same conditions, and it's actually done a very good job. It has cast a little bit of a harsh shadow behind the subject, but the colours and everything look much more vibrant and a little bit truer to what they were. Looking at them side by side, you can really see the flash has improved the image in the conditions, even though the shadow is a little bit harsh, but it has brought out more detail in the subject. Then we're doing a little bit of a macro shot and it actually didn't get as close as it did before, but it's still pretty impressive. It's still preserved a great amount of detail. Colours are a little bit off again though, but the overall image is actually really impressive. Crop in again and you can see all the numbers are very clear, they're very sharp, and there's no blurriness or blockiness to the text, and it's just an overall good picture. Then we get onto the front facing camera and we're in similar conditions to before and it's actually not a bad picture. Then we utilise the front facing flash, which is the display, and it's actually sorted out the image and it's filled out my face with light a bit more and it just makes the picture look a bit nicer. Then putting them side by side, you can really see that the flash has done a good job of sorting out the blown out background and it's made my face more evenly lit as well, so pretty impressive there. Right guys, now we're inside testing the iPhone 6s, so what we're going to do is test the focusing in pretty decent light indoors. So we're focused now on the Joker, but let's move to Spider-Man, see how quick it focuses, and to Batman, and then right to the back, and then back to the Joker. And let's see if we can close, and then move to, and then right to the back. It's actually pretty impressive. Right guys, so that just about wraps it up for this video. So what do I think of this phone's camera as well? I'm actually pretty impressed with it, and this again is the front facing camera. So yeah, I'm pretty impressed with it. Both the front facing camera and the rear facing camera produce really good images and good video as well. It's probably the best I've ever tested on the channel, but yeah, it's very, very impressive. It does have its little issues though, where it didn't capture focus and some of the lighting and stuff was a bit off, but it's no camera's perfect, but this has delivered a really good performance all round. So that is it. Like I said, if you want to subscribe to the channel, the review of this phone is coming very soon. So thanks again, and I will see you all on the very next video.